Qatar says it's working with Israel and Hamas to finalise the details of an agreed pause in the fighting in Gaza. Now, it says it's planning to make an announcement on the official start time for the deal today. This as the Israeli bombardment continues. Israel has meanwhile said the release of hostages will not happen before tomorrow. Now, last night's statement followed an agreement on Tuesday between Israel and Hamas to a ceasefire in Gaza for at least 4 days. This would allow aid in and the freeing of at least 50 hostages held by Hamas in exchange for at least 150 Palestinians jailed in Israel. The truce is the first in a near 7-week-old war. It's been wildly welcomed, and President Cyril Ramaphosa said he hoped it would strengthen efforts to achieve an outright end to the conflict. All right, now let's get the very latest from our correspondent Sarah Coates in Tel Aviv in Israel. Sarah, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Of course, one of the biggest things for this pause is to allow humanitarian aid to come through. Just give us the very latest in terms of where we are at, particularly as it speaks to the agreements that are currently being fine-tuned and the humanitarian aid that is desperately needed in Gaza.
Hello there. Well, look, we do have breaking news. Qatar has just made that announcement. This truce will come into effect 7 a.m. local time, with its foreign ministry saying the first 13 prisoners will be handed over at 4 p.m. local time tomorrow. Now, the Egyptian border guards say they've already received the names of this first batch of hostages. So look, it certainly seems now that after this initial stumbling block earlier today, that this deal is moving ahead. Extremely good news for these families here on the Israeli side who've been desperately awaiting news of their families. And as you said, very good news for some people in Gaza who've been desperately awaiting this truce, this bombardment from Israel to stop so that they can get some sort of normalcy back, if you can even call it that. And I'm talking in terms of getting food, water and basic medicine. There are also still many, many people buried underneath the rubble. But the people, the Palestinians in the enclave, say it will take more than a month to be able to find these people before they can be buried.
Sarah, of course, one of the biggest things is how this is going to be handled. Do we know that during this time there will be no bombardment at all?
Well, look, that is it. There will be no fighting in the Gaza Strip over this 4-day period. What we do understand is that there will be 300 trucks, aid trucks, going into the Gaza Strip every single day at least, while there will be a no surveillance, no fly control area over the Strip. Although 6 hours a day, the Israeli military will be able to fly drones and planes over the very northern part of the Strip, but that is it, not over the south or any other areas. So look, this is certainly, as I said, a very welcome relief for the people down in the Gaza Strip, although there is so much international pressure to keep this ceasefire, to extend it more than 4 days, to make it permanent.